With business and leisure travelers flying to Singapore and India, most stakeholders are leveraging technology to provide them with a seamless travel experience.
We're working on getting rid of the need for someone to even go and stand at a check-in counter or check-out counter. We've got kiosks that people can use to check out. Through the use of technology that we're working on right now, people will not need to interact at the check-in counter or do registrations. It'll be a seamless, smooth experience where you'd be able to go straight up to your rooms.
Today's world of business is truly interconnected and global. It is therefore important that in the course of any business event, they remain connected on-site as well as online. And therefore we have installed high bandwidth wireless Wi-Fi systems. But not only that, it's also important that we have the right standards in place to ensure that every business event and any participant or delegate to the event can be assured that they are receiving international standards.
We actually introduced Apple TVs. So that's one way in which, even though you're traveling and you're not at your home, you can still get ready with your tunes, you can watch your movies, you can catch up on your TV shows. You don't feel like you've actually left. That was one of our main features in all of our rooms here in Nomi. We've got the Apple TV.
Singapore boasts of great connectivity and has launched various tourist-friendly apps such as yoursingapore.com and Jose, which serve as the ultimate guide.
Asia has become that hub of innovation and travel, where everybody wants to be part of the Asia travel market.
In the last 2 years, we've seen a very significant shift towards mobile. This is a global phenomenon, but it's particularly pronounced in APAC. And even today, there's about 1 billion people living in APAC with smartphones. And this accounts for 50% of the global smartphone users. And so I think this shift towards smartphones has driven a lot of the innovation in the industry.
I think the suppliers, the hotels and the airlines are investing more and more in innovation and online innovation. The big online travel agents continue to innovate and improve in this space. And also the startup space is incredible. So we're seeing more and more startups start online travel companies all the time, and particularly on mobile. There's a lot of new companies who are really jumping on mobile devices, as they should, and developing mobile-first companies which are working really well. So for the consumer, I don't think there's been a better time for travel.
Technological innovation is on the upswing in India as well to aid travel and tourism. Audio Compass, a mobile travel guide, has reinvented the travel experience by bringing the destination alive with the help of a personal mobile tour guide.
Haji Ali, the floating dargah. You've probably crossed Haji Ali at least a couple of times during your visit, but while most people see the bay, a lot of people miss the building halfway out in the sea.
Once you download the app and launch it, it automatically detects your location. Our aim is for you to be no more than 100 kilometers away from a closest point of interest at this point. We hope to reduce that to 15 or 20 kilometers as we grow. So anyway, like I said, once you open the app, you have the app automatically detects your location and pops up a bunch of what we call points of interest that are close to you. You simply tap on a point of interest and immersive, accurate, audio-based content starts playing that tells you the story of that destination.
ClearTrip, a leading online travel company, has introduced unique mobile platform innovations such as Expressway, Way2Go and Passbook to personalize one's travel experience.
One of the first was Expressway, where it's save your card and swipe and pay. Right? That's something that we launched, I think, about 3.5 years back now. A few other features that we built. Way2Go was another interesting feature that we built, which is essentially a multimodal search. Helps the consumer to figure out how to get from A to B using multiple modes of transportation, not just air, right? But it could be a combination of air plus rail. So increasingly we are seeing a lot more traction from people who typically will book through a travel agent for their corporate travel, but on their personal trip are booking through us, and using a lot of the tools that are available, right? One of the first ones that was really popular was the passbook. Using the passbook feature on Apple, this was about 2.5 years back. We were the first ones in the country to launch it, and people don't need to print their tickets anymore, right? You can just show that passbook at the airport and enter the airport.
Spearheading such innovative transformations is not an easy task and has met with its fair share of challenges.
But we've identified the need for people to continuously remain connected for whatever reasons, whether it's business or private. And we are working closely with Singapore Tourism Board, for example, and other entities to see if we can start expanding this concept of free, high-density, high-speed Wi-Fi across precincts, across large swaths of Singapore, because that will again make it very compelling for visitors.
Meeting the expectations of a traveler who's gotten a lot more sophisticated. As I said, before, a lot of it is down to how do you deliver to him the same functionality in his sort of day-to-day life that he gets at home. And that is really tied up very much nowadays with the young travelers with things like smartphones and the technology that they use to kind of enable their lifestyles.
Building infrastructure and augmenting innovation is a never-ending process, and the future of the travel and tourism industry continues to look promising.
India is a very important source market for Resorts World. It's within 7 hours of Singapore, and that's where we are looking at. Anything within 7 hours is definitely our market. And India falls very nicely into that geographical location. I think for the first couple of years, we've been focusing very much on developing the leisure business out of India. And we've been very successful at that. In fact, our Universal Studio is extremely popular with tourists from India. Now, of course, we've been open for the past 4 years. We're looking at expanding our Indian business, and we're llooking more at developing the MICE business.
Being a very key destination in Asia Pacific and a financial center, plus it is also conducive for MICE and incentive meetings. And now that if you look at Singapore, the government is doing a lot of, investing a lot in infrastructure. Every time when you come to Singapore, you see something new. And that is always a good sign of development, even though the place is small, but a lot of the effort has been put together with the government and obviously with the tourist promotion board. I think Singapore has done extremely well.
Next week in this series, we'll give you a peek into the innovations, trends and opportunities in the cruise industry in Singapore and India.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.